You are God. Whoever's listening to this video, I got news for you. You are God. Do you know why? Because you have the power to force someone else into this existence and become another human being. That is a lot of power. It almost makes you a mini God in your own way, you could say. Because it is a lot of power. You have a lot of power to do this to somebody, to force them. You know, you can't ask for their consent, but you have the power to force them to be a human being and start out life as a baby and a toddler and then a child and then eventually become an adult and do the things that people in this world do, like work a job and all this other stuff. But just because you have this power doesn't mean you should exercise this power. In fact, I would say it's better to never use your power, your superpower, which is to force someone else into this existence. I'd say it's better to never use your power. You should go your entire life, your entire existence, without using your power once. Because I don't know if you've noticed, man, but life is full of suffering and life is unfair. And like I said, they can't ask for your consent, whoever you're forcing into this existence, obviously your hypothetical child. They can't ask, you can't ask them, can I do this to you? Can I force you here? No, you have no permission, really. You have no rights, really, you could say. You're doing it without their knowledge, without their awareness, without their consent. You're just doing it to them because you want to, because you have this power that you was born with. But it's better to never use this power because they're not going to suffer at all while they're not alive. And if you force them here, then they're just going to suffer in some way and they will die and they will have to slave away for money and they will struggle with needs throughout their entire life. Everybody is hungry for their entire life because once you eat, it's only a couple of hours before you need to eat another meal, you know? Your body is never fully satisfied with anything. You always need to eat, you always need water, you always need to shave hair, you always need to bathe, you always need to clean yourself, you know? You always need the right temperature. You always need these things, like all the time. All the time. And it can be a repetitive cycle, but you know, the thing that's wrong with this shit is you never wanted to be here. You just got forced here because your parents had the power as well. And you have the power too. You are a mini god as well. So you must be smarter than your dumb parents and not use this power, this superpower that you have. You must not use it. What bad could come out of not forcing someone else to go through this flesh existence? What bad could come of that? None, really. None. None. 100% because they don't exist. Nothing bad can happen. Yeah, nothing good can happen, but isn't that better than all the bad things that could happen if they were born into this evil world? I would say it is every single time. Every single time. You know? So you have to recognize this power that you have and not force another person into this flesh state where you constantly need things. Just because you have a superpower doesn't give you the right to use it. It doesn't make you the ruler of somebody else. You should not rule over somebody else just because you have the power to do so. That sounds like abuse, doesn't it? Like taking control of somebody or manipulating them just because you have the power to do so. Just because you have the power to do so, you shouldn't do it. That doesn't give you the right to just do something. No, you need to think things through. And what is the outcome that leads to no suffering? Never being born, you know? So yeah, you are God and you must recognize that you are God or a mini God with a power, the power to force someone else into this flesh suffering filled existence. I mean, yeah, there's good in this existence, but there's also bad. Whereas there's nothing in non-existence, no good, no bad. It's just nothing. No pain, no suffering, no pleasure, no satisfaction. Isn't that better? Why, why can't humans think that that is better than this existence? It is better. Come on. What's wrong with nothing? Just nothingness, blackness, you know, the void, whatever. Non-existence. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it, and there's nothing right with it. But obviously, in my opinion, it's the best thing ever because no suffering. But yeah, technically, there's nothing wrong with it, nothing right with it. It is just nothing. But you know, there is something very wrong with this world. I can tell you that. That's for sure. You know, so recognize that you are God, and be a smart God. Don't be like this Christian God who gets joy out of putting people through suffering and just trusts you to believe in miracles that never happen. You need to be a better God than that. Come on, man. You need to be smarter than that fool. You need to be a God that is worthy of having his own Bible, a Bible where he never forced anyone else to slave over him, to be born into a state of flesh. So, yeah.